Test 1 2.
Ask people right now. So
Test 1 2. Hey, people on the. You might not see the screen, but can anybody hear me out there? Eric, you're on the computer on the ADP website. See if anybody can hear me talking out there. I'll keep on talking. Good morning, everybody. We are having some technical difficulties, but it looks like we might have it figured out. So, is there anybody on the adp.thewellnessway.com that can hear me right now? Nothing. 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 Turn on.
I see now levels going to the stream.
Okay. Technically, do I have the right microphone? Number 2?
No, they still can't.
Nothing. 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 Nothing.
So I have my sound.
Wait, test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test. Someone hear me?
Yes, I can hear. Yep, they can hear.
They can hear me now.
Okay.
All right. Everybody hear me? It's coming through.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Patrick Flynn. Welcome to this morning's A Different Perspective. I am so excited that we finally have sound now. So if you guys can hear me, we have people in studio. We have Brandon over here, we have Devin, we have Eric over watching all the adp.thewellnessway.com for you guys that want to win the gifts. So let's see and make sure that we have all the things. So hopefully we have sound right now. So if you're watching right now and you're one of my staff or you're watching right now, or Beth, I know you're always watching, do me a favor, text me right now and let me see, make sure that we have our good studio audio that's going on. So sorry about the little technical difficulty. Brandon, Devin, and I flew in late last night and all that craziness and weather. I want to thank all the people that were down in Atlanta. Looks like we're going to have our Atlanta office open at a pretty fast rate, which is kind of exciting, the stuff that's going on. We continue to open offices all over the country. So it's great to get back late last night and get here nice and early in the morning prepping for the wonderful show. The show's going to be a little bit different today because I want to first off, and hey, we might have a little sound. Do we have the snow? Do we have the snow? Let's see if we can make the snow go in there. Just want to say, as it pops, there it is. Merry Christmas! Look at it. Do we have the dancing snowman? And see little dancing snowman down there. He's right here, right there. There he is. Oh, he's so nice. So yes, we have the dancing snowman. We have the snow. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you guys have a wonderful, safe holiday. Please be safe if you're in the Midwest, because as you know, we had a crazy snowstorm over the last couple days. Brandon and I got out to Atlanta to pick up Devin and come back here, and it was fantastic. So we had a great time down there. Got back. I don't know. I think I finally sat down at my house after 11, and then back here nice early morning, get ready for the show. But that being said, Merry Christmas. We'll bring our snow and our dancing snowman back when we actually have our giveaways in a little bit. But this morning, we're going to continue our series on mental health. But before we get started, remember, take a look. We are back on our Facebook page, as you can see here. Once again, we're going to continue to go back. It used to be our largest page. Now the page is actually, I think, like our fourth largest thing. But so we're going to shut down our other one. We're also going to make sure that we have all the good stuff going on. But then if you look, remember, go to our newsletter at thewellnessway.com. You can see that you can just do it, and you can scroll down all the way to the bottom. It gives us our information that we have on our website, and by doing that, you can see, you can just type in your email. We get the best newsletter stuff in the planet. As you know, that I tell people, you can see our newsletter is absolutely amazing. But if you stop right there, oh my goodness, what's behind my finger? It's actually called our new restaurant that we are opening up called The Pharmacy. It's kind of great. We'll be open here in Green Bay, and we'll have the healthiest restaurant in Wisconsin. It's going to be quite incredible. Something for the community. The one thing that I've always been about is culture. And so by us, once again, starting a great gluten-free organic restaurant that we do, it's going to be quite awesome. We're going to have one of the most amazing menus you'll ever see. We're going to start off, and we'll expand as things go on, as we get more and more and busier and stuff. It's quite excited. If you saw the menu, I'm actually kind of hungry for that liverwurst hash that she has made. So it's going to be fantastic. I know Brandon and Dev and I are going, oh, that sounds good right about now. So remember, but when you go to the Wellness Way website, remember this, you will click on and our Find a Clinic button up on the top right. As you like just said, you're going to see a new Wellness Way office in Atlanta coming very quickly. These offices are once again spread all over the United States. It's kind of great. So you know the wonderful places is you just click on there, find a clinic. All these guys do great. I know this has happened immensely, especially Luke, one of our amazing managers who actually statistically runs all our stats and shows everything that we have. He came to me the other day and said, Doc, you are trending on the internet quite well right now because of a couple of videos that I did that went crazy viral and got millions and millions and millions of views all over. And it's kind of great because our information is getting to all over. But remember this, I always tell people, just like this show, this is meant to teach you guys. This is not a podcast. You know, people say, well, Doc, the Hormone Protection Seminar was busy all over the world. It was, but I'm not a speaker. What it comes down to is trying to be a clinician to bring you guys all the great information so you guys can take control of your own health and make your life dramatically better. So remember that. So now, what I want you guys to remember is we're still in our mental health series because mental health is so important. I hope that today, that for Christmas, that you get the wonderful aspects of the emotions that for Christmas. I know it's kind of great sometimes, but people have rough holidays because they don't have anybody or don't have family or they had lost somebody during this time and suffer grief during time. But just remember, mental health is so important for us to get into it that way. But what we're going to do now is, I don't know if we can even run that, Brandon, right now, our perspective. Oh, yeah. Can you run that little thing? Let's get into our perspective. All right, something that's really important for our perspective today when it comes to mental health is going to surprise you. I can honestly tell you clinically, like I said before, not a speaker, not a podcaster. The show is meant to teach you guys some wonderful things that happens clinically every single day that we have to deal with. But I see this all the time, and I want to show you something that's really important to us is there's a surgery out there that I believe contributes massively to mental anxiety and stress, not because of the surgery itself. Well, any surgery can cause mental stress and harm. But I want to tell you this, is when you look at the surgery when it's done, there is a physiological, there's a biochemical, there's a nutritional effect that makes it difficult to the body to recover. And I see this clinically all the time. And when I started to notice this a long time ago, I was like, oh my goodness, have to let people know that this surgery is done. What it can do, it can lead to major mental issues. Now, once again, just because you had the surgery doesn't mean that you're going to have mental issues, but there's a great correlation. They even started to study some of these things. And that organ that has been removed is actually still, even during the pandemic over the last couple of years, this surgery still dominated number one. There's over 700,000 removals of this organ, and not only does it contribute to a lot of things going on, but also contribute to mental health. And here's that little organ right there. See that one right there in the little lime green, since it's our colors? It's our gallbladder. It's our gallbladder. It's quite interesting. Now, Doc, how the heck can you tell me by removing this little digestive organ that there's going to be possible mental issues, including anxiety, depression, and other things that go on? Well, let's walk through it. Remember, always remember this. The perspective of the Wellness Way is really, once again, is based on physiology and biochemistry and immunology. So I want you to think of this. I want you to picture that little gallbladder like a gear in a Swiss watch. Think about it. It could be a really small gear. And actually, the gallbladder is quite small. But when it actually fills up a bile, it gets as large as a pear. But think this way, it's still a minority organ compared to the rest of them, compared to like your intestinal tract, which would be 20-some feet long. But if you think of it this way, let's look what the gallbladder does, because the gallbladder is so misunderstood. Sometimes I feel like a gallbladder. I'm misunderstood a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? People think it does this, and really actually has major importance here. So let me explain. So if I were to say to you, what does the gallbladder do? What's the first thing that pops in your mind? You say, well, it actually releases bile. Okay, yep. And people say, doctors say, well, we don't really need to, we can live very healthy without it. That's not true. If a doctor tells you that you can live well without your gallbladder, that's a complete lie, misleading. You should tell him he's ridiculous and he's lying to you. I have no problem if the gallbladder is so bad that it needs to be removed. I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm going to show you one that, no joke, kind of had to be removed, and I'm going to show it to you. And when I got it, I was like, oh no. They asked, okay, what should we do? I'm like, I don't think we can save that one. I really don't. And the person was in extreme pain. And when I show you the diagnostic, you will actually, your eyes will pop up and go, oh my goodness, never seen anything like that. But you got to remember, the gallbladder is misunderstood because they think it's a storage unit for bile. That's not true. It's not true. That downplays the major significance of it. See, if you think of it this way, the gallbladder, the reason why it's so painful, the reason why it actually can cause massive gastric distress, chest pain, it can cause a lot of things. And I even get to the anxiety part of it being removed, but it also causes, you have that much pain, some mental things are going. But what it does, it's full of nerve endings. It's a sensory organ. So instead of thinking of it like a gallbladder is actually a storage unit, think of it like a sensory organ. That's why it gets so painful when all of a sudden when skin, it goes bad. Why? Because it senses when there needs to be bile released into the small intestine to help do some wonderful functions. So let's go through the functions of what bile really does, because they'll look more important knowing that's a sensory organ and not just based on gallbladder storage. So here we go, let's take a look at these things, okay? Bile is important because, number one, bile regulates the gut bacteria, destroys pathogens, and is thought to be antimicrobial. See, it's not just break down fats. It actually has an effect on SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and others. Here we go. Bile is important for liver support and excreting toxins, including excess cholesterol, excess estrogen, body waste, heavy metals, and so forth. Brandon, come back to this one. I want you to think about this. When your body converts those hormones, estrogens, from one form to the other, the estrogens that need to be released and put in the stool and pooped out actually get put in the bile. The bile's used for so many things, but it's also a waste product. Bile is kind of a cool thing if you think about it this way. It's produced by the liver, and it's used to actually digest things, but then it's also put from the liver into the small intestine to be released and excreted to get rid of hormones and other toxins, including heavy metals. So when you don't have a gallbladder in perfect timing when it's supposed to be released, that's why some of those things can just sit there and be a problem. Okay, let's go back. What else? Since bile helps remove excess estrogens, bile plays a role in sex hormone balance. Oh my goodness. Well, therefore, if there's sex hormone balance, there's a psychiatric aspect right there. Helps you digest fats and stimulates muscle actions to aid waste removal. Helps digest fats. That's so important. Here we go. Helps, enables absorption of antioxidants and fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, and essential fatty acids. That's so important. Even some antioxidants in fruits and vegetables are fat soluble, so you may not be able to absorb lycopene, lutein, and carotenoids, for example. People do not realize, when you look at a tomato, you need bile. You need bile. See, once again, when you look at these things there, bile is so important, because if you just even look at A, D, K, and E, right now people are suffering from a major disorder, which is very devastating. It's called SAD, seasonal affective disorder. And the only known cause is actually low vitamin D levels. And you reduce your absorption of vitamin D in certain foods when you do that. So it's more than just a storage unit. Actually, bile has so many functions in the body. It's so misunderstood, so downplayed, because it's the number one surgery. I wish the doctors would go, it's going to mess you up, but it needs to be taken out. That's why I tell people. Just be honest with them. Just listen. Don't tell people you can live without it well, because you cannot live without your gallbladder well. Now, if you don't have your gallbladder, guess what happens? I know you're probably freaking out right now. There's options to do, okay? I wish the doctors would explain the options before you had the gallbladder removed, because I'll give you a little premise. If you actually had your gallbladder removed, you need to take something every meal, every day, the rest of your life. See, that's the bad news. See, I tell people, you can get it taken out, just understand, if you want to have any form of proper digestion, proper hormone balance. Let me say it again, proper hormone balance. You actually need to take something now the rest of your life. It's really sad that they don't tell people that. But let's look at, once again, what happens if bile is not working well. Symptoms if you don't absorb your fats, which is key to bile absorption. Floating stool, digest upset after meal. That's very important. Okay, that happens a lot. Dry skin, hair loss, oil in the stool. Stool light in color, diarrhea, bowels that smell bad. Sticky stool, rashes, weight loss, unexplained. Gassy after meals, feel nauseous, depression, anxiety. Hold the phone, let's come back here. Let's look at that. See, people do not realize the essential fatty acids, the fat-soluble vitamins, are essential for mental health. They're essential. You cannot have them without it. You cannot have good mental health without those proper essential fatty acids or the fat-soluble vitamins. So when people have the most dominated surgery of over 700,000 plus surgeries a year in the United States, that's kind of scary. Because if you look, I understand, when you look at the gallbladder, it can be very painful, because if you look what happens. So let's take a little look at detail of it. So if there is bile stasis where it sits there too long, the gallbladder can be inflamed. That comes from a very high sugar-based diet. Lo and behold, we've been talking about that. It gets gallstones. You can see as it travels. down, those stones can get lodged in that common bile duct, and it can be extremely painful. Now, I want to show you something that's quite interesting. One thing that I absolutely love is when a person comes in, there's great diagnostic tools like an x-ray and things like that that do a wonderful job of just giving you an idea of what's going on. You can see damage to the thyroid, you can see GI stuff, you can see things, but I want to show you this. This was an x-ray taken of the patient. I want you to take a look in a little bit of detail there. You can see the spine, but look down and to the left. Look at all of those stones. See those right there? And on a side, so this is a straight on view, here's a side view. Look at those things in there. Just packed in, I mean, just intense. So once again, here's a straight on view, and here's a side view, okay? Yes, well-defined stones. I looked at that person and I was like, you're screwed. It was bad. That person was in immense pain. I didn't see any way of actually doing it, and they had no idea. And one thing, and I'm going to say this because I'm going to be very clear on this in 2023. The number one reason why people are sick today is not viruses, it's not bad diet, it's not all the things that we preach on a regular basis. It's just that your parents and you, what happens this, you listen to doctors that give you very bad advice. Your parents listen to doctors that give very bad advice, and you grow up sick, and you grow up with advice that's leading you down a wrong path. See, so when I looked at that woman that actually had that, I looked at her, I said, are we the first doctors you ever saw? And she's like, nope. I said, have you been to care of doctors? She's like, for a long time, since I was little. And I said, how's that doing for you? How's it doing for you? See, I know it sounds brutal, but really, honestly, we just had a wonderful construction and everything like that, and our new expansion here and everything, because Wellness Way is growing massively all over the world. And it's kind of funny, and guess what happens? They did a wonderful job. Let's say they would have a weak foundation and the upstairs was bad and the things didn't work. Guess what happens? Do we take responsibility, or is it the person that's responsible for doing the building there? It's interesting that we actually get such horrible advice from doctors, and they still consider themselves the experts. No joke. I have friends that are MDs, no joke, and I say, you give bad advice every day, because your bad advice is based on you giving something that never leads them to actually health, or never leads them. And the thing is, then, no joke, they say, well, they need surgery. I have no doubt that person right there needed surgery. And I looked at her and said, going forward, you need better advice than what you got in your past. So remember that. So one of the greatest gifts that people could probably give you is giving you a different perspective for 2023 on how to actually deal with your health. Now, as you notice, you can see here, as these things happen, once again, then what they do is they remove that gallbladder, the exam, and it doesn't dump anything in the small intestine, and it's left for the liver to do it. And that's the tough thing part. If you look at the research that's coming out now, it's really quite sad. Trait anxiety predicts outcomes 6 weeks after colonoscopy, a perspective, follow-up, and what they found. Really simple, and you can read the articles, and I got a ton of them. But guess what? If you just go in there, it's leads to negative impact on long, short-term outcomes, such as medication use and pain from it that way. See, what they did is, like I said, you can pull up the article and read it that way. It's actually based on the Annals of Behavioral Medicine, a publication of the Society of Behavioral Medicine. They found out that once you take the gallbladder out, that can lead, within 6 weeks, they noticed mental and anxiety traits that came from it, and they had been medication for anxiety due to the fact that reduction in essential fatty acids. It's not just because they had the surgery, it's because they noticed the changes in the physiology and biochemistry, and the essential fatty acids not being there, and the low vitamin D levels. And so what they had to do is they had to treat them with medication. So, do I think the gallbladder is essential for mental health? Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, people say, well, doc, well, what can be done? Well, those are things that are really important. If you look at what to do and how to get released if you've had your gallbladder removed, there's things that you can do on a regular basis to actually help you actually release bile a little bit more controlled, because one thing that happens when you actually have a gallbladder removed, your liver still produces it, and it just dumps it in the small intestine. And that can actually throw off your digestion. It can throw off your microbials. It actually can throw off a lot of things. It also can create a lot of bile being dumped off into your system to where your intestinal tract becomes a very intense slip and slide. And so therefore, guess what? Not a joke. That's why if you look at one of the side effects of gallbladder surgery, it's actually listed as anal leaking. Not a joke. Anal leaking. Apologize. Yes, I apologize, because if you look, not a joke, anal leaking is one of the side effects of gallbladder surgery. Have I had patients do that? Yes, believe it or not, I sneeze, and it's actually kind of a perfect little segue. There's women that say, Doc, I sneezed, and when I sneezed, there's something came out of my rectum a little bit because of the pressure. That happens a lot because you know why? Because if all of a sudden the liver's just dumping bile into the gallbladder uncontrolled because your sensory organ, not your storage unit, your sensory organ is gone, it leads to there being too much bile within the small, large intestine, and therefore any pressure causes something to just leave rectally. And it's very embarrassing. I've had to listen to that story thousands of times in my career. So have my other docs, and it's really sad that they don't tell you about this stuff before it happens. Now, everybody that gets their gallbladder removed, do they end up with anal leakage or mental issues? No, but I'll tell you this. Not having a gallbladder does contribute to health problems, regardless if you notice them or not, including hormone imbalances, including removal of toxins, because bile has more than just worrying about the removal or absorption of fats, which is by far its number one job. Okay, so people say, well, Doc, what can we do? Well, one thing is this. People don't realize this. If you actually, one way to keep the gallbladder, the liver kind of pumping some things out on a regular basis while having a major load on it is sip on things. Sip on things that are bitter, okay? Put lime in things. That's why I'm a big component of lime. I really am. I will put lime in almost every time I drink. I don't even like drinking real water. Do I drink it? Yep. Do I drink sparkling water? Yep. Throw a lime in there, sit there and sip. One of the things like that allows you to actually, your liver to be a little bit more stimulated to release those things, all right? That keeps a little bit more bile. Bitters is really important. But there's an herb that you could take on a regular basis that not only helps if you do have a gallbladder issue, because if you want to look at the best herb for the gallbladder, by far, it's this one right here. This one right here. Dandelion root. Dandelion root. The extract itself, what it does, it actually stimulates the gallbladder to release bile and actually can pull, as you can notice. Dandelion extracts alleviates high-fat diet-induced non-alcoholic fatty liver. See, it actually helps with people that are diabetic. It also helps with their blood sugar regulation. And what it's doing is constantly stimulate the gallbladder to release. So that's why, once again, if I have somebody that might have some gallbladder issue or might have some stone issues, what we do is we'll actually give them some dandelion root. It'll sip it, but even if they don't have a gallbladder, we'll have them take it and take it minor amounts through the day. And it releases that bile continuously, which actually allows your body to digest fats quite well. And it's important that you actually take some kind of bile when you don't have a gallbladder. That's why I actually, no joke, if you look here, I created the gallbladder complex. If you look, there's ox bile, there's beetroot, there's artichoke. All these things are the best when it does come to digestion, and it comes to actually breaking down your fats. See, ox bile is probably one of the best forms that you can take that will release of the fats being emulsified. So when you take like ox bile, think of it this way. You ever see those old Dawn dish commercials where they had some water, put some fat on top, and all of a sudden grease on top, and all of a sudden they push in Dawn dish out, and poof, it looked like it disappeared. It didn't disappear. It took the longer chain fats and broke them down to smaller chain fatty acids. So, that being said, I went through that pretty quick. I went through. Eric, are you ready over there? We got Eric hanging out over in the corner. I think it's time to put my Santa hat on. Now, Doug Devin told me, yeah, let's throw some snow on here.
Chris's background music?
Yes, Chris's background music. There we go. Oh my goodness, where's my hair? All right, here we go. So Eric's gonna come on over. He's got our winners of the nice. Oh, thanks, Doug. Thanks, Eric. So we have our, as Brandon said, the nice list. But guess what happens? Wait, we're guys. We like the naughty list. We like the naughty ones. All right, here we go. We're giving a ton of stuff away, as you can see here. Thank you, Eric, for you guys are on there that way. So we have consultations, we have new patients, we have a 6-month plan, we have the immune support basket, and everything like that. Now remember, actually, Brandon, let's use this one. I like this one better. There we go. Put that one up here. There we go. We use that screen there. There we go. I like that one a little better. There we go. Okay, don't forget to put don't forget to put our little dancing guy on there too, because he's just kind of cute and adorable that way. So, as we are going to go through, we've given away 60 grand. And wait, next Saturday, what's next Saturday? Is it December 31st? Yes. So we're gonna still have giveaways next week, aren't we? We could do that. Why don't we do that? Come back to the screen. We can actually do more giveaways. I think they gotta get me a better Santa hat. There we go. A better Santa hat. All right, so what we're gonna do is this. Man, I'm all discombobulated there. So I think we got consults, we got new patient plans, we got a 6-month care plan, and we got immune support basket for everything there. So guys, thank you always for watching. I love doing a ton of giveaways, and yes, It's not a joke. We did, and we'll probably end up, since we'll do some giveaways next week, we'll probably even give away more than $60,000 worth of stuff. Thank you for all you guys that have claimed it, picked it up. Actually, we had people come in for their new patients, people come in for the consults, people grabbed all their products that we gave away for free. So consults. So the people that are on, well, I gotta say the women, because it's all women that want to tape. The women on the nice list. Okay, here we go. Whitney Nesbitt, Nesbitt. Whitney, you won a consult. Sherry, how you say this last name? Storinger? Staringer. Yes, there we go. Sherry Staringer. And then good old Heather Goodiger. Goodiger. Heather actually just sent me a message on Facebook that we didn't hear. So yes, good winners. Now if you see you down below, send your email if your name was written to giveaways@thewellsway.com and my team will reach out to you. Now, new patient plans. Here we go. Vicky Workus and Cindy Swannick. There we go. I'm horrible at writing names that way. That's why I always have these guys do it. You guys won a new patient plans. That's fantastic. Now, a big one. Here we go. 6 months of care. Yes, not a joke, guys. 6 months of care. It's worth thousands and thousands of dollars that way. It's really important. It's Heidi Duvall. Congratulations on winning that. It's fantastic. And last, our immune system support basket that we actually had loaded up with so many things. And also, I think we give socks and everything in there. Just a really good water bottle, everything. You saw the big bats there. I think the person actually was local at one last time, so they came and picked it up. Our winner is Colleen Maki, M-A-K-E. So, guys, congratulations on that. For winning. We appreciate you guys always watching. Remember, always go to adp.thewellsway.com and watch all of our shows. I want to thank everybody. Sometimes, I think if there's one thing that the Christmas holiday actually does is realize there's people out there that are sick and suffer and need help, and that's why we do our giveaways. But also, once again, the holidays are a time of giving, and people are in need, and especially with some of the crazy stuff that's going on in the world over the last couple of years, some people need some stuff. So as we give this stuff away, it comes from all of us here. All of us here work extremely hard. All the doctors across country, all staff across country work extremely hard to not only bring you guys great information and great care, something it's an uphill battle being us. I want to let you guys know that. I'm thankful every day that God put me in a position to actually go against the grain and have no problem with people think about me, care or say and stuff like that. And so when I look back, I just look back and go, I'm so happy that I have no problem going against the grain to bring you guys this great information, to actually give you the information that you need that could change your life. And that's always been my goal. In 24 years now, I've started my 24th year of doing this. And every year might be an uphill battle with some things, but every year it just keeps getting better and better and bigger and bigger. And like I said, I'm excited for next year's things. And the Christmas holiday is just a wonderful time to reflect and actually be appreciative of everything that you do have, because there are wonderful people in your life. And once again, there's a wonderful time to actually spend some time with them and hang out with them, and or sometimes just hang out by yourself. I'm kind of a loner. I kind of like that. I kind of like my alone time and everything. So enjoy the holidays. Enjoy them the way that you love the most. I really appreciate you guys always watching. We're gonna have we'll do some giveaways next week. We'll keep the Christmas giveaways going. So we actually will give out more than 60 grand worth of product and stuff, and we'll actually allow, so this, I think I'm gonna give another Academy scholarship away. You understand? The Academy has just exploded all over the world. No joke, we have people in other countries that want to learn, and our Academy's doing a job. I think I'll give another one out, which is a $12,000 scholarship. We'll do that. We'll see if we can push a little bit more, give a little bit more to people, and end our year strong on December 31st. New Year's that Eve, that would be fantastic. But you guys have a wonderful Christmas holiday. Please be safe. Give people lots of hugs. Give away lots of love today, because that's, regardless of all the presents, probably one of the greatest things that you can do. And stand strong in your beliefs. And yes, I know this. I think we all experience this. There's going to be some aunt or uncle that all they talk about is their illness, and they're going to eat like crap. Today, just smile and wave. Smile and wave, and then let them know about the Wellsway on December 26th. So, that being said, guys, thank you, Devin, Brandon, Eric, for being here on the holiday. I appreciate you guys always watching. God bless you. You guys have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you on New Year's Eve. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single video or live stream. Each week on A Different Perspective, we bring you the most cutting-edge information on health you won't find anywhere else. For more information on this topic, please visit our website. A Different Perspective offers life-changing information and resources to share and explore. A Different Perspective is leading a health revolution.